Jed, any thunder in our winter weather forecast this morning?
You know, there might just be. There might be a little bit. Good segue there. We've got some sleet, maybe a little thunder sleet trying to build in here later today, so we'll be monitoring that as we go into the afternoon. What to expect? We see the kind of graphic there. The chances of some ice is going to be possible as we go through the day today. We're watching some freezing rain, some sleet, some freezing drizzle. Not a whole lot of snow out of this one. It might kick in a little bit of sleet or a little bit of snow, but mainly a sleet event here in the central part of the state as that moves in. It'll develop here this morning, kind of a round of sleet. Some ice will move in. That'll allow for some slick roadways. Our trackers are up and they're ready to go. We'll have them out here starting at 5 o'clock. And then as we go toward tonight, frigid night, mainly dry. There'll be some freezing rain and some ice in southern Oklahoma. That wave will then move in overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning across southwest Oklahoma and southern Oklahoma. That'll move up across, and we'll have more round of wave and some snow, some sleet, some ice around, and those roads look slick. And then as Wednesday into Thursday, this trend will be temperatures start to climb back above freezing. How quickly that happens will determine if we're having ice or some rain. Mainly light ice or rain, but it doesn't take much ice to cause problems. So we're watching kind of a hairy forecast again as we go between now, tomorrow, all the way through. We are Thursday morning. Slick roads are going to be the highest concern. Road closures, not expecting a whole lot of those, but it's something we'll just have to monitor in these conditions. Closings, we're expecting some of those, and then power outages also, we're monitoring that threat as well as we go through the next several days, as this is going to be what appears to be an ice storm for parts of our region already. Ice storm warnings going out now for parts of Arkansas, and it's not out of the question to see that trend toward the west back into North Texas. Those will be the areas with the greatest threat for icing. Southeast Oklahoma's area that will be under the gun for that. Right now, radar is quiet here in Oklahoma City and around the central part of the state, so nothing to show you right now, but the data is indicating that precipit's going to pop up here over the next couple of hours, and that will start the trend for some freezing rain or some sleet that'll build in. Right now, it's a pretty high cloud deck. That typically means it'll probably be some sleet here in the central part of the state. 17 right now, north wind at 22. Yeah, it's up around 22. That drops that wind chill to 0. I cranked my car over this morning, had it outside. A little slower to get going here this morning. So you might check your car this morning if you have it outside. Might have a little battery test there on that one here this morning. Sun comes up now right around 7:30. So chance of some freezing rain, some sleet. You see it there, kind of a mixed bag, kind of rolls up here as we go through the 7 o'clock hour. As we trend towards 7 o'clock, the most this precip starts to shove into south and east Oklahoma. Those will be the areas that have the greatest opportunity for accumulating precip as we go through the day today. So northwest Oklahoma, you might see a little bit here and there, but as far as problems for you, does not look to be that's significant. Southeast Oklahoma, though, again, that wave of precip moving across might have heavy enough precip. You'll be dealing with some road problems there in southeast Oklahoma. Kind of showed a graphic here just a little bit ago. If there's going to be some school closings, southeast Oklahoma will be the area. This is a little bit on the intimidating side, so to say. If you get a ½ inch of ice, if this data is correct, that's power outages there around the McAllister area, if that is going to be in the form of freezing rain. If it turns over to sleet, you're in much better shape. So we're watching the pattern there. The line of where it's freezing rain and sleet, a lot of times is difficult to really pin down in these kind of conditions, so we'll monitor that. But it's southeast Oklahoma that will be under the gun for the majority of the precip coming up for today. As we go into the morning hours, precip chances start to wind down by lunchtime. Chances through the afternoon, they'll really drop off. Maybe a little intermittent light precip, but nothing really I think that'll cause any major problems. Our chance of precip will run through about 2 o'clock this morning. Temperature's not warming a whole lot. We'll try to get up into the mid-20s here later today. Teens and 20s around right now. It's cold out there. Those wind chills down around 0 in OKC, a -6 in Woodward here this morning. So prepare for a cold start this morning. Now through noon, again, some areas of sleet, some light ice, a little thunder possible here coming up for today. Chances look best across the I-44 corridor, and the trend will be that'll start shoving off to the east as we go into the daylight periods today. Still a little light precip early afternoon. Most of it shoves to the east with some sleet, again ice, freezing down rain down in southeast Oklahoma. And then overnight tonight, much of the precip moves out, but it'll start to lift back northward after midnight, where there'll be a chance of a little freezing rain and sleet in the south, and that rolls back up overhead. Heading into Tuesday morning, where there'll be some sleet, some freezing rain around. I think it's locked in there at 100%. And then it starts to shove off to the east with still a little patchy freezing drizzle still hanging around late Tuesday into Wednesday morning. And even if it just says freezing drizzle, that's enough to cause problems. So next 2-3 days, you got to just watch the conditions, because you get some of that freezing rain or freezing drizzle around. That can ice things up pretty quickly, and you get those slips and falls and all kind of problems. On into Wednesday, even Wednesday evening, still some of that around before that starts to shove off to the east heading on into Thursday. As we look at our highs today, again, most spots in the 20s today, staying below freezing. Overnight tonight will continue in the upper teens, low 20s, and then into tomorrow, same case goes, below freezing again for tomorrow. And again, our forecast taking you through the rest of the week. Again, we're talking those temperatures again on the frigid side all the way through Wednesday, maybe into Thursday. We'll struggle to get back up above freezing before things have a chance to warm back up. My graphic's just a little off there. That's from Friday. Didn't get those off of there, but you can see the trend there back in the 40s and 50s, and even knows close to 60 by next Monday. So storm story is next 2-3 days, we're still under the gun for some ice. Ice causes a lot of problems, so just really watch it here coming up.